Have you seen Love, Simon, that movie? If you have not, of course, I'll just give you as few spoilers as I can, but it is a modern movie, high school movie, high school coming of age movie. Except it's a movie for the millennials, and it is a coming out story. It's of the trials and tribulations of a young man. Guess his name is Simon, and he comes out in high school. Now, I'll just say right off from the bat, the sad part is that this movie was made in the modern era because it feels like a very 90s movie. It looks like a very 90s movie. They even make jokes and cracks about the 90s. But the sad part, again, I insist, is that what the movie chronicles is how homophobia destroys or threatens to destroy this coming of age story, threatens to destroy this boy's positive sense of identity because there's homophobia in the environment, and you see how he betrays his friends. He becomes a mismatchmaker. He tries to hook up friends so that the person that's blackmailing him can hook up with another friend. So you see all this undercover, exchange of meat, of female flesh, for the sake of what the men and what the boys are doing. And that's what feels so retrograde about the movie. But at the same time, you have the complications of the actual out gay character in the movie, who is not just the butt of the jokes as this person would have been in the 90s, but actually has some knowledge of the gay community to impart upon Simon. It's important that we understand that coming out is, as the movie suggests, and there are even Facebook posts about this, is why is it that gay people have to come out and straight people don't? And I know that there's a lot of resentment building up about that. Why is gay seen as something so different or apparent to the norm that we have to, come out as gay? And I just want to push back a little bit using this movie. The fact that Simon had to go through the process of coming out, and that he did so in the environment that he did, where his friends could embrace him, his parents could embrace him. There was no religious community providing a basis for conceptual rejection or conceptualized homophobia for his family or his immediate environment. So it meant that the movie could have a happy Hollywood ending, not a tragic one, not the psycho gaze where he commits suicide and slashes everyone with the anger that builds up because of the homophobia, but that he now is able to turn that around. I think at some point he regains the trust of his friends whom he betrayed, and he's even able to forgive the guy that tried to blackmail him. So what this movie ultimately shows is that the normal way of doing things is really screwed up. The normal way of kids bullying kids because they're different, the normal way of parents not speaking with their kids, certainly not listening to their kids. This was really exemplified in the movie because, Simon's mother is actually a counselor, a psychologist, I believe, and yet she's not able to provide immediately, that when Simon came out on Christmas Day, we all know that what needed to happen is both his parents needed to say, we embrace you, we love you. It takes them some time to do that. So even in such a family, this movie shows the trajectory of triumph, which is good. I just want to say as a final note about Love, Simon, it is a comment about our modern days and times, about hate, division, populism, because at the end of the day, just like Lewis Hamilton ridiculing his nephew in a pink dress, the fairy kid, we have to see what happens to Love, Simon, and the pressures put upon him as an indictment of our society. We're still homophobic. We still place youth in an impossible situation, just like with racism and trying to segregate children. And Aretha Franklin's death recently is just further proof that that was so ridiculous because she refused to perform to segregated audiences. Her music was universally appealing, despite and in spite of its authenticity to the black experience. And so Love, Simon is equally saying, regardless of where the society is, the gay experience will be authentic to itself. And a society that can't accept that is the problem. just like a society that can accept, interracial dancing or dating, the pre-loving is the society that's the problem. So see Love Simon, enjoy it, and make sure that you're the kind of person that someone in your environment would come out to. Love Blue.